Your electric car's future depends on a war you've never heard of. Not over oil or gold, but over the most critical element of our time, lithium, dubbed white gold. It's the driving force behind the electric vehicle revolution. With Elon Musk's Tesla leading the charge, the game's gonna change for good. But lithium isn't just powering Teslas. It's the backbone of the devices in your hands, the clean energy grids of tomorrow, and the global economy itself. Lose control of lithium, and the future could be rewritten. South America's lithium triangle, Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile, holds over 50% of the world's known lithium reserves. But will this vast wealth bring prosperity or a new wave of exploitation? Let's find out the answer with Politalysis.
There's a new gold rush in the Andes Mountains. Mining companies are trying to tap into huge reserves of lithium known as white gold.
If we're talking about titans in this blooming empire, none other than Elon Musk comes to mind. The man who could be South America's greatest ally or its biggest disruptor. Musk's bold vision for Tesla has set his sights firmly on the lithium triangle, but not everyone welcomes his plans. Tesla's battery-driven vision has ignited global lithium demand. Lithium-ion batteries, the heart of these vehicles, require substantial amounts of lithium carbonate and hydroxide. From 2021 to 2024, global lithium demand surged by 20% annually, initially outpacing supply. Lithium prices shot up from $5,000 to nearly $80,000 a ton. This shows how wild and risky the market is. With warnings of fewer CDF contracts ahead, another big price jump seems certain. But with this wealth comes conflict. Nations are scrambling to secure their piece of the pie, and not everyone's playing fair. The US and China are locked in a chess game, with South America as the board. Nations are vying for control of South America's lithium, not just for profits, but for global dominance in clean energy. Elon Musk's infamous 2020 tweet, "We will coup whoever we want," is only part of this larger story. Lithium has become indispensable for powering the electric revolution, placing it at the center of intense global competition. Every Tesla you see on the road represents a chunk of South America's salt flats, the lithium triangle in action. This reality has led to scrutiny over the company's reported ties with Argentina's libertarian president, Javier Milei. Milei's polarizing rhetoric and policies have drawn both praise and condemnation. Argentina ranks as one of the world's top lithium producers, with reserves strategically located within the lithium triangle it shares with Bolivia and Chile. The nation expects to double its lithium output to 175,000 tons by 2025. Fueled by $4.2 billion in foreign investments. But mining this white gold comes at a steep price. In South America's driest regions, lithium extraction is already depleting water supplies and threatening local ecosystems. Critics argue these investments could deepen socioeconomic disparities in mining regions and exacerbate environmental degradation while benefiting multinational corporations. Proponents, however, hail lithium as Argentina's ticket to economic revival, potentially stabilizing a nation plagued by inflation and debt. Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile, a region home to over half the planet's known lithium reserves. Within this triangle lies Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia, the world's largest salt flat. It holds an astonishing 21 million metric tons of lithium, roughly one-third of global supply. Despite this immense potential, Bolivia's lithium production is abysmal. In 2023, the country managed to extract just 948 tons, an output that highlights its bureaucratic inefficiencies and outdated technology. Meanwhile, Argentina and Chile stand as examples of what Bolivia could be. Argentina's open market policies and favorable tax environment enabled it to produce 44,000 tons of lithium in 2023. Foreign investors, including China's Ganfeng Lithium and US-based Livent, have flocked to Argentina. Chile, with its hybrid model blending private investment and strict governmental oversight, contributes 25% of the world's lithium supply. The contrast couldn't be starker. Bolivia, clinging to a state-controlled framework, remains a stagnant outlier while its neighbors thrive. Argentina's lithium exports soared to $1.1 billion in 2023, with projections to quintuple by 2030, contributing $12 billion annually. Yet, the region's failure to control downstream refining limits its profits. Unlike Australia's dominance in hard rock mining, South America relies on brine extraction. This method is slower but less carbon intensive. China's grip on lithium refining, controlling 60% of global capacity, is no accident. Through massive Belt and Road investments in South America and strategic partnerships with mining companies, Beijing has solidified its position as the leader in turning raw lithium into battery-ready material. As the US and Europe scramble to diversify supply chains, one question looms. Will South America merely export raw materials, or can it capture value by entering the refining and battery production markets? Tesla's audacious $10 billion gigafactory in Monterrey, Mexico, isn't just a business expansion. It highlights Tesla's focus on controlling the entire lithium supply chain, from mining to production. Mexico's electric vehicle production skyrocketed from a mere 78,000 units in 2022 to a projected 220,000 by the end of 2023. The country's strategic location, nestled near lithium-rich South America and boasting some of the lowest manufacturing costs globally, positions Tesla to exploit untapped synergies between mining, production, and export. But behind the economic boom lies a tangled web of unanswered questions. Mexico's Sonora state sits atop a staggering 244 million tons of lithium reserves. Yet, its ability to manage and leverage this white gold remains unproven. Critics argue that Tesla's entry might catalyze a lithium rush, fueling environmental degradation and potential exploitation of local communities. Is Mexico prepared to handle the socio-environmental cost of becoming the battery capital of the world? Simultaneously, South America's lithium-rich nations are becoming pawns in a high-stakes geopolitical chess game. China, the region's dominant investor, poured $3.2 billion into lithium projects between 2020 and 2023. Today, over 43% of Argentina's lithium exports are funneled to China, leaving U.S. efforts looking feeble in comparison. As Tesla races to secure its supply chain, the larger battle for control over lithium, the oil of the future, raises thorny questions about resource sovereignty, sustainability, and global power dynamics. Lithium extraction, hailed as a cornerstone of the green energy revolution, is far from environmentally friendly. The brine mining process, the primary method for extracting lithium, consumes a staggering 500,000 gallons of water for every ton of lithium harvested. This is particularly alarming in regions like Chile's Salar de Atacama, where water's already a scarce and precious resource. The toll on local ecosystems is immense. Groundwater levels drop, wetlands dry up, and unique flora and fauna are pushed to the brink of extinction. For the indigenous communities that call these regions home, the consequences are devastating. Many have been sidelined in negotiations with multinational corporations, their voices drowned out by promises of economic development and renewable energy process. Yet, the reality on the ground paints a different picture. Farmers face dwindling water supplies, making agriculture, their primary livelihood, unsustainable. Cultural sites and sacred lands are being degraded or lost entirely, fueling outrage and resistance. Protests have erupted, with local activists demanding not just environmental protections, but a fair share of the profits generated from their ancestral lands. They argue that while the world benefits from lithium-ion batteries powering electric vehicles and smartphones, they're left to bear the environmental and social costs. Critics question whether the rush to secure a green future is merely shifting ecological destruction from one part of the world to another. As the demand for lithium continues to surge, the debate over its extraction exposes the stark hypocrisy at the heart of the clean energy narrative. In Bolivia, the adoption of direct lithium extraction technology offers hope. Faster and less water-intensive, DLE could revolutionize production. Yet, Bolivia's outdated infrastructure and bureaucratic delays hinder progress. With only 35,000 tons of annual capacity projected by 2030, the nation risks missing the lithium boom altogether. South America faces a critical choice: cooperate or compete. Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile have floated the idea of a lithium OPEC to control production and stabilize prices. Yet, internal disparities, Argentina's openness, Chile's state-private balance, Bolivia's inefficiency complicate collaboration. Chile's national lithium strategy exemplifies this struggle. In 2023, the government extended SQM's mining contracts through 2060, while increasing state oversight. Critics argue that excessive intervention could deter investment, as seen in Bolivia. Meanwhile, Argentina's fiscal stability law caps royalties at 3%, attracting global partnerships but raising questions about long-term benefits. As demand for EVs grow, expected to reach 17 million units in 2024, lithium has become a linchpin of global power. The U.S. Inflation Reduction Act aims to reduce dependency on foreign lithium, but American producers contribute just 3.6% of global supply. Meanwhile, China's Belt and Road Initiative strengthens its foothold in South America, financing infrastructure and securing lithium deals. Resource nationalism complicates matters. Mexico nationalized its lithium in 2023, and Chile debates similar measures. While these policies aim to protect sovereignty, they risk deterring foreign investment needed for large-scale development. The numbers are staggering and set the stage for a high-stakes global showdown. By 2030, annual lithium demand is projected to skyrocket to 3.3 million metric tons, a nearly five-fold increase from the 700 metric tons recorded in 2023. This isn't just a statistic. It's a clarion call for South America's lithium triangle, comprising Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile, to either rise to the occasion or succumb to a familiar, haunting narrative: the resource curse. Electric vehicles, renewable energy storage, and even next-generation consumer electronics hinge on lithium's availability. Yet, despite its promise, production must quadruple in less than a decade to meet insatiable global demand. But the path to this lithium gold rush is fraught with peril. Environmental degradation looms large as water-intensive extraction threatens fragile ecosystems and indigenous communities. Geopolitical tensions simmer as nations jostle for access and control, with whispers of a neo-colonial exploitation. Meanwhile, market volatility, marked by fluctuating prices and unpredictable demand cycles, threatens to destabilize economies reliant on this so-called wonder source. Will South America's lithium triangle rise as the leader of the green energy revolution, or will it fall victim to the familiar pitfalls of exploitation and environmental decay? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more bold takes and deep dives into the stories shaping our world, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more.